Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again. And that must mean that I am Professor Robert E. G. Black, and this is the Groundhog Day Project.
It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
It's a thing where the same day keeps happening.
Time.
I wake up every day right here, right in Punxsutawney, and it's always February 2nd.
The last revision is what counts, apparently.
We're on minute 95 of Groundhog Day. We're coming in mid-sentence. Phil has just revealed his snow sculpture to Rita. She bought him at the auction. And I think we should take this moment to be magical. And I mean that somewhat literally. Like, however the time loop happens, this moment is part of that. Phil has become something better. And I don't think in season 2 I ever got to talk really about the Frog Prince scene from the screenplay, earlier versions of the screenplay, where at one point Phil is hanging out. I think it's an elementary school, which is problematic. But, yeah, it's 91 when this is set, 93 when it comes out. Whatever. He's listening to a science teacher talking. Maybe it's middle school. No, I think it's specific and it's elementary. At one point he's interacting with a science teacher, but then he walks past a classroom where a teacher is reading The Frog Prince to the kids. And it is just, it's a specific reference, and then it comes back here where when Phil kisses Rita, he says this one's for the Frog Prince.
This is from the third revision of the script. Scene 52, exterior/interior, school corridor/first grade classroom. Later. Phil is walking toward the exit when he passes the first grade classroom. The door is open and the teacher is discussing a story with the class. Teacher, so the princess picked up the frog and kissed him. Phil stops outside the door to listen. Interior, first grade classroom, continuous. Teacher, now who can tell me what happened when the princess kissed the frog? Little boy, her lips got slimed. The whole class erupts in giggles and shrieks. Teacher, okay, come on now, what happened when she kissed the frog? Little girl, the princess kissed the frog and the spell got broke and he turned into a handsome prince and they got married and lived happily ever after. Teacher, that's right. Interior, the corridor, same time. Phil is leaning against the wall, listening. There's something very arresting about the fairy tale. But finally, he just shakes his head and exits. Then, scene 172, or right after Phil has revealed his sculpture. It is an excellent likeness of Rita, the snow white as alabaster, pure as marble, a beautiful and delicate homage. Rita, overwhelmed. Nobody's ever done this for me. Not even a drawing. It's beautiful. Phil, this is how I see you. When it all gets too much, I just close my eyes, and there you are, just like this. Take it home and keep it in the freezer. Rita embraces Phil. They are about to kiss, looking deep into each other's eyes. Phil, this one's for the Frog Prince. Rita, what? Phil, nothing. They kiss, a long, deep, soul-stirring kiss. Phil, will you come with me? Rita nods. They continue standing there, embracing, warming each other in the cold night air. Rita looks back at the ice sculpture. We're just going to leave her? Phil, it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. They kiss again.
We can take this to be that sort of magical kiss. This is the moment where movies allow for this. This is true love, even though it shouldn't be. Like, it shouldn't be that quick. It shouldn't happen instantaneously. Rita shouldn't be falling for this. But also, by this point in the story, we shouldn't be so cynical that we reject it. We should be like, yes, we want them to be happy. We want them to be together. Maybe it won't last, but we want it to feel good right now. We want this to work out. And so when Phil started, his sentence started last minute and now continues. He says, no matter what happens tomorrow or for the rest of my life, I'm happy now because I love you. Rita's response is appropriately minimal. She doesn't say she loves him because she doesn't love him. She's intrigued by him and she has seen that he is a better person than he seemed to be yesterday. But her response is, I think I'm happy too. But in context, it feels close to I love you. Because he put it together in a sentence, I'm happy now because I love you. She says, I think I'm happy too. It's almost like yeah, I see the attraction. I'm kind of into this. And then, of course, they kiss, and the magic is there because it starts to snow.
That's fake snow falling. You could see it in her hair. But when they turn around in the wide shot and walk away, it actually started to snow that night. A very lovely snowfall, which we never would have gotten, but just by chance. We lucked out.
This isn't the blizzard. Well, it's not the blizzard central. This is just the edges of it. This is just the snow that Punxsutawney's getting tonight. Just a little bit. And that makes it more magical. He just carved her face in packed snow after she bought him at an auction, after he did a bunch of good deeds all day and she heard about a bunch of them. And this morning he did a speech that made her think of him as a different person than the person she thought he was. So she's also happy. Because maybe it's as simple as she found a story and it's interesting and she's going to stick with him, just like on God Day where she stuck with him to see what happens. She is seeing what happens and she is excited about it and she loves that, even if she doesn't love him. Cut, and they are walking out of the square. They are heading south. You can see the Pennsylvania Hotel in the background past the trees. South is also how you would get to the Cherry Street Inn, even though Phil always approaches the square from the north in the film. And it feels like a good end for the day. And I love when we cut in this minute to minute 96 because we cut and it's interior bedroom. Maybe we catch it. Maybe we don't. But it's I got you, babe. I got you, babe. It's not the same line where the song comes in. It's different, but it's the same song. And in the moment it feels like, oh no, it's 6 a.m. and the same song is playing and Phil didn't get out of the loop after all of that. After being improving himself in so many ways, doing all these favors for all these people. Is he going to have to do it again? And I think he has done it again. I think so much of what he did yesterday is stuff he'd already repeated more than once. That's why it's all polished. That's why he knows the timing of it. That's why you could have the cynical takes where you think, he doesn't really know how to play the piano, he just knows how to play those 2 songs he needs to play so that he's playing when Rita walks in, and so he can start playing Rachmaninoff to impress her, and then he can get off and dance with her. He doesn't have to actually give her the long story of what's going on, because as soon as she says, let's start with the short and go from there, he knows that Buster's about to start the auction, so he's not going to have to explain, except for when she buys him and maybe she asks. So does he distract her with the sculpture so she doesn't ask, or does he tell her? I don't think he tells her. Well, he definitely doesn't tell her this time, or she wouldn't act the way she acts tomorrow morning. Does he tell her in the future, after they're out of the loop and out of Punxsutawney? Do they stay in Punxsutawney? No, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I don't think they stay in Punxsutawney, but we'll talk more about that later. In this moment, because the minute cuts off right as the music starts, and we just hear, I got you, babe, I got you, babe, it feels like it's February 2nd again. And it's sad. I know it's not. And it still felt sad with the minute because the minute cuts before we see that things are different. And this minute felt magical. When Phil said, I'm happy now because I love you, I believed him. When Rita says, I think I'm happy too, it felt like she wasn't just giving him a line to keep him from coming on too strong or being too pushy. No, I feel like regardless of how I take it now or how you might take it, I think the movie wants this minute to be magical. That's why the snow starts when they kiss. Listen to the music.
I'm happy now because I love you.
I think I'm happy too.
This is a magic moment. This magic moment. I don't know the lyrics to that song, so I won't get into that. But that's all I have for minute 95. I think it's a beautiful minute that if you're being cynical, you could have problems with this minute and especially last minute as well. We don't know it yet, but the loop is over. Phil doesn't know it yet, but the loop is over. I think he would know it pretty quickly because we knew from the beginning Phil's got a great memory and remembers what's on the radio. He was repeating Chap Lips on day 2. He recognizes that it's the same tape immediately on day 2. So he'll know pretty quickly that something is different. And we'll talk about that next time. So your thing for now is, I don't know, go tell someone you love them. And I hope it's not just some random person or some person you've never said it to before and probably shouldn't. Pick an appropriate person, someone you actually love, someone you're together in a relationship with, a friend, a family member, a significant other. Tell them you love them. And if someone tells you that they love you, say it back, appreciate it, be genuine.
Knew you were gonna say that.
This has been a production of Lemming Drops Studio. You can find links to more at lemmingdrops.com or join the Facebook group Lemming Drops Studio Tour. Also, you can support all my shows at patreon.com/lemmingdrops.
What is wrong in the end which never comes? Or which comes again and again, lapping, like waves.
Since the Big Bang set everything in motion, everything that happens in this universe has to be the way it is. Particles unfolding the way they're destined to.
How do you sleep at night? You've never seen Groundhog Day?
Yeah, you know Groundhog Day is not a documentary.
Remember when Groundhog Day was just a movie?